The film begins with Clayton Hammond, a novelist, captivating the audience at the launch of his latest book, The Words. Among the attendees is Daniela, drawn in by the book's intriguing plot. As Clayton delves into his narrative, he brings to life the story of Rory and Dora Jansen, a couple on the verge of a significant milestone, blissfully unaware of an elderly man observing them from afar. Clayton's narration takes the audience back 5 years to when Rory was an aspiring writer. The story unfolds across time, revealing the complexities of Rory's journey from ambition to success, leaving the audience eager for the upcoming twists. Despite their humble beginnings in a small apartment, Rory and Dora are devoted to each other. Rory, passionate about his writing, spends every night diligently working on his manuscript, but he faces challenges as he is currently unemployed. Struggling financially, he turns to his father for help. In a heartfelt meeting, his father advises him to abandon his writing dreams and find a job. Reluctantly, Rory accepts his father's financial support with the understanding that it will be the last time. The weight of responsibility and expectations burdens him as he contemplates the choice between pursuing his dreams and facing reality. Undeterred by numerous rejections from publishers, Rory, the weary, decides to join a book publishing firm, hoping this experience will aid his writing aspirations. As the nights grow longer and Dora questions his reluctance to continue his book, he confesses his fatigue. In a testament to their commitment, they resolve to get married. Their honeymoon in Paris represents a pivotal moment in their lives. As they wander through the charming city, they come across an antique shop where Rory discovers a book that enchants him. Inspired by this find, Dora purchases the book, and the couple joyfully revels in their honeymoon in the City of Lights. After a long wait, Rory finally receives the call he has been longing for. A publisher expresses interest in his book. However, the happiness is fleeting as the publisher delivers disappointing news. Despite the book's merits, no marketing team is willing to take it on for publication. This harsh reality is hard to swallow after dedicating 3 years to his manuscript, only to face rejection. Undaunted, he persists in his quest for a publishing deal, sending out countless inquiries to various companies, but he continues to encounter rejection. Frustrated and disheartened, he reaches a breaking point and tosses his manuscript into the trash. Amidst this disappointment, a surprising twist occurs when he finds an old paper file while sorting through his documents. As he examines the worn pages, he stumbles upon a forgotten story. Curiously, it is a narrative he does not recall writing or knowing its author. The mystery deepens as he contemplates the origins of this rediscovered tale. During a dinner with his wife and friends, the enigma of the forgotten story weighs heavily on his mind. Overwhelmed by the stress, he abruptly leaves the dinner table, leaving his loved ones confused and worried about his sudden departure. After a disagreement with Dora that evening, he struggles to sleep, troubled by the unresolved matter. In search of solace, he begins to transcribe the mysterious story from the old papers onto his computer. With determination, he reproduces the entire narrative, eager to experience the thrill of creating something truly extraordinary. The next morning, Dora reads the story on the computer, mistakenly thinking that Rory wrote it. She is so impressed by the tale that she declares it the best story she has ever read and encourages him to show it to a publisher at his job. During a meeting with the publisher, Joseph Cutler, Rory hands over a copy of the story. As time passes and he gets caught up in his routine, he nearly forgets about the story. However, Cutler surprises him with a phone call, expressing his admiration for the story and his desire to publish it. Overjoyed by this unexpected news, Rory signs a contract with the publisher, and soon after, the book gains widespread recognition, earning him an award for The Window Tears. As Clayton continues to tell the story, he takes a 30-minute break. During this pause, Daniela, a student and aspiring writer, comes to see him for an interview, and he is struck by her beauty. She expresses her admiration for him, revealing her knowledge of his likes, dislikes, and even his past college relationship with his wife. To his surprise, she points out that he still wears his wedding ring, despite being divorced, and concludes that he still has feelings for his ex-wife. Their conversation is cut short when a man arrives to call them back for the book reading. Clayton resumes the narration, detailing the events that unfold the day after Rory receives his award. A mysterious elderly man who had been watching Rory outside his office approaches him. After seeing his picture in the newspaper, the old man followed him and sits next to him on a park bench. He starts a conversation, complimenting Rory on his book and claiming to have lived through a similar experience. Confused by the old man's comments, Rory tries to leave, but the man asks for an autograph on his book. Intrigued, the old man suggests a deal. If Rory writes a story for him, he will provide something in return. As Rory starts to walk away, the elderly man reveals a startling truth, suggesting that this is the story of a man who wrote a book and then lost it, only for it to end up in the hands of someone like Rory. Shocked by this revelation, Rory is left contemplating the mysterious connection between his life and the old man's story. Intrigued by the disclosure, Rory takes a seat and learns that the man's name is Jack. Jack then shares his own story, which unfolds in Paris in 1994 when he was 18 years old and serving as a soldier. Despite his hard work in the mines, Jack found solace in literature, immersing himself in its worlds. One significant day, he meets Celia, a French waitress, and they fall deeply in love. After his military service, he returns to Celia's city but struggles to shake off his yearning for her. Determined to be with her, he goes back to Paris, secures a job as a journalist, and eventually marries her. Their happiness is short-lived, however, as tragedy strikes when they lose their daughter to illness. Overwhelmed with grief, she leaves him a touching letter before she goes away. Upon reading the letter, he breaks down, his tears reflecting the pain and sorrow life has dealt him. After reflecting on his life, he decides to write about his experiences, pouring his emotions into a heartfelt story that takes him 2 weeks to complete. Filled with sentiment, he sets out to meet Celia, carrying the finished book in a bag as a gift for her. However, their reunion takes an unexpected turn when a conflict arises regarding the lost book. Celia, having received the book, returns to Paris a few days later. While Jack is thrilled to have her back, their joy is marred by their disagreement over the missing bag that contained the book, which she accidentally left on the train. Eager to retrieve it, he rushes to the train station, but despite his best efforts, he cannot locate it. As Clayton confronts Daniela's relentless questions, he reveals that the elderly man passed away shortly after Rory's second encounter with him. The truth regarding the manuscript's actual author perished along with the old man. Daniela perceptively concludes that the words is, in reality, an autobiographical piece, with Rory acting as Clayton's proxy. In an effort to provide comfort, she kisses him, conveying her belief that individuals can rise above their errors. However, he withdraws, stating that there exists a delicate boundary between reality and fiction. A flashback transports us to a touching moment in Rory and Dora's modest kitchen, where Rory gently whispers an apologetic, "I'm sorry," into Dora's ear.